Another year, another Call of Duty. Now, I did skip Vanguard's review, but that wasn't on purpose. I recorded hours of footage and then my hard drive failed, so I wasn't going to redo all of that and said screw it, I'll wait until next year now. So it's been 3 years since the last time Infinity Ward was at the helm of Call of Duty with the rebooted Modern Warfare that essentially changed how we played the game, and now they are changing it again. With a new Warzone and DMZ mode around the corner, a lot of new changes have been made with the latest entry that has seemed to appeal to more of the casual fan base rather than the hardcore / streamers of the world. But before I get into how I feel about multiplayer, I want to give my thoughts on the campaign. The last entry had you officially forming Task Force 141, teasing the return of beloved characters like Soap and Ghost. The introduction has you controlling the direction of an incoming missile strike. When operating the missile and flying around the mountains, I swear I felt like I was Maverick from Top Gun for a moment. The vibrations from the controller and the sense of speed honestly was very intense and made me jump in excitement. This was a great way to pump you up for what the game had in store for you. The first actual mission throws you into a situation very dissimilar to 2019's Clean House, just way more violence and explosions. Missions like these, where you have to be tactical and stealthy, are the moments where the game shines. That was the best part of 2019's campaign, so while moments like that weren't exactly copy and paste, they certainly provided opportunities where it's similar. Like for instance, when you are going through the first mission with Alejandro, you are going from house to house and you have to de-escalate situations without having to kill civilians unless absolutely necessary. With bringing back classic characters like Ghost, Soap, and Shepard, you have new faces like Alejandro and Ronaldo, who are a part of the Mexican Special Forces. Alejandro is my favorite newest addition. He brings with him charisma that provides a great dynamic with the rest of Task Force 141. The action and missions like Las Almas were awesome, but it was moments like these that made me realize how much of a difference the graphics for the cinematics versus in-game graphics compared. Because the graphics for the cinematics looked amazing. It was like watching a damn movie. The facial animations were on another level. And then when you enter the actual game, it just takes a complete shit. However, there are still some moments where the in-game graphics still look amazing, but they just set the bar high as hell for the cutscenes. The overall story for Modern Warfare 2, I believe, was a major step up from 2019's. This is something I could see myself coming back to in the future. I loved the relationship between Soap and Ghost. Ghost gets a lot more time to shine in this than he did in the original, and there are moments where you can choose what you want to say to certain characters during certain missions that bring out more of their character, which I really enjoyed. There are, however, a few missions that were pretty much taken right from the original Call of Duty 4. While some may look at this as lazy, I think this is more paying homage to the original only because it's been so long since the last game in 2007. There is then a mission that I have heard mixed things from people, which is the mission titled Alone, where you have no weapons and you must collect supplies to make items that can help you survive. It is very different from most of the Call of Duty games I have played, and I had a fun time with it. This aspect is brought back toward the end of the game, which I do agree with most people that it should not have been. The game difficulty is actually very hard this time around, considering it only takes a few bullets to kill you, even on regular difficulty. At some point I will play on realism, but I will save that nightmare for another day. I do wish they would tone it down a bit because I would like to feel like I have a chance without having to resort to lowering it to recruit, which I didn't, but damn was it tough at certain points. My question is also for the people who like to have the subtitles on, why are there subtitles for the names of locations that are already on screen? This is just so redundant. Also, why do I have to restart the game in order to play the campaign? Give me a damn break. While I don't think this game has a crazy amount of bugs, there were bugs nonetheless, and they were incredibly annoying that wouldn't go away until I restarted the whole game. Graphics and lighting glitches, and moments where the game wouldn't even let me fire my gun at one point. Overall, I had a great time with the campaign and cannot wait to continue the story with these characters in Modern Warfare 3. Multiplayer. So this year with Call of Duty, I believe that there is a lot that they did right and a few things that they did wrong. But the thing is, with every new Call of Duty, it has never been unanimously praised. Every year it feels like that the fan base just cannot be on the same page. It is very rare that we get an entry that is liked by the majority. I would like to say that at least from what I've gathered from the fanbase with this one is that Modern Warfare 2 is a win for the community, for the most part. There are quite a few things that do really bug me. To start with, it just feels incomplete. There is no hardcore mode, barracks aren't here to look at your stats, gun game is gone, and I know that these are things that are expected to be all included in Season 1, but the fact that it wasn't here from the start is something that shouldn't happen when I am paying $70 or more for your product. But besides that, with just the classic modes, I have been enjoying myself playing Modern Warfare 2. Now, the biggest consensus going on right now is that this game has been catering to the casual gamer more so than the sweats and live streamers. They say this by the fact that slide canceling is now gone, thank God, bunny hopping has been greatly reduced, it still exists, but is essentially nerfed. Movement certainly feels slower and guns feel heavier. While I do like all these changes because it makes me feel like I am playing the way I did back in the OG Call of Duty days. However, skill-based matchmaking is still always going to be a problem, and the thing is, it's not going anywhere. The devs would be stupid to get rid of it because it's what's going to help the noobs be able to get into the game without being squashed by sweats all the time and encourage them to keep playing the game until they get better, and then they have to face them in every lobby, which is the problem here. If you are a casual player and only play when you have free time and aren't amazing at the game, then skill-based matchmaking works in your favor. But if you are at the very least average or above average, then it's going to be a nightmare sometimes. I, however, do not feel bad for the streamers who do this as a career and have to deal with skill-based matchmaking because you are being paid to play these games. Be happy that this is your life and suck it the f up. You guys are playing these games practically every single day of your life and get paid to do it. God forbid you have to play against sweats just like yourself that literally don't do anything else besides this. Without thinking about that though, if it were my choice, I would take skill-based matchmaking out of the game because I had to practice and learn from the beginning. So I would love to play a game after working an 8-hour shift and not be stomped just because I'm an above average Call of Duty player. Time to kill, I believe, is a little bit too fast. For some reason, I didn't feel this in the beta, but I was really feeling it at launch. But no matter how quick it is, nothing is ever going to be worse than the 150 health from Black Ops 4. The flashbangs are a bit too intense and should probably be toned down a bit. It's not a big complaint, but I have noticed how much more of an impact they are this year. Dolphin diving has made its return and is a great way to change up the flow of movement in the game. However, because slide canceling is gone and bunny hopping being nerfed, people are making a desperate attempt to exploit this movement now too. Whatever, man. Audio mixing and sound effects for the guns are fantastic. It feels like there is actual power behind your weapons and the headshot kills are very satisfying. I also love the nostalgic music that plays whenever you level up. It certainly feels like I am playing 09 Modern Warfare 2 again, which I hope they bring back the old maps and remaster them for this era and not just put them in Warzone. Bring them back to multiplayer as well. Speaking of maps, there is a total of 10 maps in the game at launch. Some of them are certainly better than others, like my favorite currently being Las Almas, and my least favorite being Santa Sena Border Crossing. I liked it as a joke at first with the amount of cars in the map that with just a well-thrown grenade can take you or a group of people out. So it's just a major cause of destruction at the first quarter of the match. So it would be nice to not be able to play this map all the time, but uh-oh, map voting is gone! Again! God damn it! Border Crossing is this year's Piccadilly. Suck my dick. The perk system, while I didn't like it at first, the idea of having to earn your perks throughout the match, I came to not really hate it that much. It's different and new. I probably wouldn't want to see this in later titles, however, but I'll live with it for right now. The one thing I do hate, however, is the damn UI and trying to select your perks. It has been made to be difficult. I swear to God, the 2019 UI just worked. Why did it have to be changed so drastically? And I feel this way about the UI for almost everything in this game. Getting to Gunsmith is a damn chore, and half the time I feel like I'm trying to solve a puzzle on which gun I have to level up in order to unlock other weapons. Which, I actually like the idea of having to use different weapons to unlock different guns. It gives you an incentive to actually try out the different guns that you wouldn't otherwise normally use. The same thing is for attachments, but once unlocked, it is essentially unlocked for all the other weapons, which means that they have shaved down grinding time by a lot, especially with camos. You only have 4 camos that you need to unlock for each gun to get gold, which is absolutely insane. I actually told myself that I was going to dedicate my time this year grinding the camos, but now they have completely removed that aspect, which I think is interesting and a bummer at the same time. A bummer because I was looking forward to grinding the camos this time around, but at the same time, there were challenges for certain guns that had no business being a challenge, like getting 50 long shots with SMGs. Hell no. Third person mode is back and fixed. Instead of aiming down your sights completely now, it is true third person shooting for as long as you do not have a sight on your gun. This was actually made so well that I hope that they do this every year now, because I was having a blast playing this mode. I will say though, after playing this game non-stop after a couple weeks, I really can't wait for more content to be released with Season 1, because I really want to start unlocking skins and banners soon. So I do think this year is certainly a win for Call of Duty. I really enjoyed Modern Warfare 2, and I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for us with this game. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as GL7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Check out the Patreon or YouTube memberships. Let me know what you guys would like to see me talk about in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.